You know, we spend a lot of time here on YouTube and Performance Plus talking about technique and skills and fundamentals and foundational skills. But in today's lesson, I'm going to give you 3 key elements of how to manage your match and bring out the best performance on any given day. Hi, my name is John Craig, USBTA Elite Professional with over 30 years of coaching experience and also the founder here at Performance Plus Tennis, where we key in on the fundamentals that you really need to learn to improve your game and reach your full potential in the game of tennis. And in today's lesson, we're going to go through 3 key elements on how to manage your match play. It's really going to help you play your best tennis on any given day. So the first 2 key elements for anyone to reach their full potential and play their best tennis on any given day is footwork and eyes. So when I get on the court, the first thing I really want to zero in on is the footwork. I want to make sure that I get into a good rhythm, get my feet nice and light, and be in motion. So for the first few minutes, I'm just focusing on moving and playing balls and moving and being nice and light. Not really worried about where the ball goes necessarily at this point in time, just moving my feet, staying light. And the only times my feet really settle is to play the ball. And then they're in motion again. So the feet are first, and now I'm going to zero in on the eyes and make sure that I'm really seeing the ball into the strings and resisting the temptation to watch the ball leave. Head is perfectly still throughout the stroke. So zeroing in on those 2 key elements, particularly in your warm-up, is going to help you establish the habits of using those skills in your match play, and they will carry into your match play, but you got to practice them in your warm-up. Getting your feet moving, light on your feet, and really seeing the ball in and resisting the temptation to watch the ball leave your racket. Because once you start playing the match, if you're anxious to look and see what happens, that is one of the main reasons why we make mistakes in match play, is because we're just too anxious. So these 2 key elements are really going to help you prepare to play your match. Once you begin to play your match, realize this simple concept. You're going to play the match with the skills and the habits you bring to the court. You know, you can feel some things and work on some different things in match play, but for the most part, you're going to play with the habits you bring. And knowing that, I want you to release overthinking about how to hit a ball and instead focus on making shots and just feel what you're doing, not thinking about it. And that's going to help relieve the stress of all the thinking that a lot of players do, overthinking getting on the court. You can feel what you're doing, but for the most part, you're going to play with the habits you bring. And if you just come to terms with that, it's going to release you from the tension and allow you to play with greater freedom. So most of us, when we begin our match play, I would say that most players are in a neutral state of mind. They could be positive, and they could even be a little bit neutral, but usually not negative. The negativity starts to show up as the match moves on, and if things aren't going the way you want them to, then it starts to erode your confidence. And that's where we really want to nip it in the bud and stay on task and avoid that downward trend, that spiral that takes us into, oh, I'm not playing well, I'm going to lose this match, blah, blah, blah. All these things, these self-judgments and looking into the future and the circumstances that really don't help you stay on task. So the skill you really want to develop is the skill of focusing on and playing one shot at a time. You know, when Rafael Nadal won the US Open last year, they asked him in the press, how did you win the tournament? And he said, I play a tournament one shot at a time. I don't think about the next match. I don't think about the next game. I don't think about the next point. I just play tennis one shot at a time and try to give 100% to each shot I play. And that is a wonderful skill that if recreational players could really improve on and stay in the moment and focus on each shot, you have the potential to really elevate your game. So the combination of footwork, eye work, focusing on playing the shot you want to play and not how to play it, and really having this one-shot mentality is really going to help you achieve your full potential on any given day. So for me, the thinking I have between points is to stay in the moment. And one of the great tips I got from Timothy Galloway's Inner Game of Tennis many, many years ago was to focus on your breathing. Because breathing is neither in the future or in the past. It's always present. And that keeps you in the present moment. That combined with adjusting my strings helps me to avoid the temptations to look to see who's watching my match, or to see what's going on, or to be distracted by anything else that's around the court, because I want to stay focused 100% on my task as a tennis player. And those skills really help me stay focused between points. The next thing I want you to do is come to the court prepared to think your way through a match. And the thinking really happens on the changeovers. And in the days when I was competing, I had 3x5 note cards that I used to have in my racket head cover, because in the days when I was playing a lot, we didn't even have the bags we have today. But I would have 3x5 note cards, and I would refer to those cards on my changeovers, and those cards kept me in line in the match. They kept me focused. And the first one I had, I'd turn it over and it would say, how well are you moving your feet today? And it was literally a question I'd be asking myself. So it'd be like, aha, oh my gosh, I'm not moving my feet that well today. It would get me back in line, get me to move my feet. The next card I would turn over, how well are you watching the ball today? And wow, there's the two keys coming right there. And then the next card was, what is your opponent's weakness? So by the time I'm into the second changeover in the first set, I should have identified at least one potential weak area that I could be zeroing in on. And then the next card would say, how are you going to play the next two games? So with these cards, I almost felt like I had a friend or a coach on the court with me, because I'd go back to those cards in the next changeover and look at them again, and here comes the question again. How are you going to play the next two games? Or how did you play the last two games? And it would keep me in line and keep me on track, so I felt like I was managing my match. And what happens when you do that is you become invested in the match in a way that relieves all the thinking about how to do things, and instead just playing shots. Don't think about how to hit the shot, think about the shot you want to play and the tactics that you want to implement. And then when you go back after two games, you do your changeover again, go through your series of checkpoints to keep yourself managing your match, because it's so easy to get derailed and lose track of what it is you're trying to do. So let's recap the three key things that I want you to do to play your best tennis. I want you to move your feet like a great athlete. Make sure that you're light on your feet and you're flowing on the court. I want you to watch the ball and don't take the ball for granted, but really see it into your racket and resist the temptation to watch it leave your racket. And then I want you to manage your match not only between points, but also on the changeovers, so you stay on course, point to point, and game to game throughout your match. And if you can improve these skills, it will enable you to fulfill your potential on any given day. I hope you really benefited from this lesson today. Please give us a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you've not done so already, and please leave us some comments down below. Let us know if these skills and these tips and the lesson here has really helped you improve your game. And at the same time, if you'd like us to produce a video for you on any topic, let us know. We'll produce it for you. And finally, if you click on the link in the description below, we have a full library of key fundamentals on all the strokes in the game that are really going to help you hone your skills so that you really develop a professional quality technical game to complement the things we've worked on here today. And while you're there on our website, take a look around. We've got extra and additional free lessons there, and we also have a membership course and a world-renowned Serve Foundation course for you. Let us know if we can help you with your game, and we look forward to seeing you in a future video.